Check it. Welcome to Know Your Why podcast, where we get behind that wheel and steer you in the right direction to succeed in life and in business. With me, myself, Isaiah Withers, CEO of Waist Deep Entertainment, and Chelsea Wilson, CEO of Eminence Guru LLC. Now take this cappuccino and wake up. And today we are breaking down why your failures is why you succeed. All your flaws will lead to your success. And we're going to have Chelsea start us off this morning with your cappuccino.
Ooh, starting off with you. So, dripping this down in your coffee, straight black. Let's just get to it. I'm not going to sugarcoat anything. All right? So, your flaws are your perfections. Why is that? Okay, let me tell you, let's back up a little bit about my previous flaws and what I've done in my past. You're listening to someone who, and if you know me, might not look like I would have done this or went this path, but I did. I was the type that was, I have to say, like a rebellious child. Always wanted to explore things in my own eyes, take risk on my own way. You know, if my mom said, you know, Chelsea, you know, don't do that. That's not going to do anything to get you in trouble, or that's not going to set you up for success. No disrespect to my mom, but at the time I just didn't care what she said, because I was like, well, if you tell me that, well, how will I know that? How I know what it feels like for myself? So what I did was stepped out of the norm for sure and started selling weed. And I can admit this because I'm over it. This is in the past, and I embraced my pain to get where I'm at right now. So I started selling weed, and at first when I started doing it, I disguised my name, didn't let anybody know it was me, you know, and I only sold to a couple of people so I could keep my name pretty clear. And then once the money started coming in real good and people started asking me, hey, do you got more of this or more of that? I took the risk once again and got more of it. And I used to be, this is the type, you're listening to the person who was literally riding around with between half pound to pounds of weed in their back seat. Not in the trunk, not under the seat, just in the back seat with all the essentials that come with it. And at that point in time, I just did not care. I felt like I was untouchable, like, oh, I can't get caught, you know, because of the family that I come from. Both my parents had good jobs. They were both in my life. They made sure I was always straight, made sure I dressed nice, I carried myself respectfully, made sure that I had money all the time. So I said, you know what, I'll never get suspected of this. And I got to the point that I was arrogant, and I pretty much lost myself in that lifestyle of selling weed. And what happened was that pretty much, and I know this is nothing but the grace of God, but he came to me in the form of a police. And what happened was that the police pretty much, ironically, knew my grandfather. And he came and he told my grandfather that, you know, your granddaughter is doing this and that, and we know it's her. This is the type of car we drive. And at the time, I had custom license plate tag, excuse me. And he said, this is her license plate and this is her, and within a matter of a week or so she will be getting pulled over and she will be going to jail. And what had happened was my grandfather had told my parents, and what had happened, I was at work, I remember it like it was yesterday. My mom called me, she says, hey Chelsea, you need to come home as soon as you get off work. And I said, you know, is everything okay? And she said, well, you just need to come home, it's a family emergency. At the time, my grandmother was just recovering from breast cancer, so I'm thinking something had went wrong with her. And she said, you need to meet us down at your grandfather's house, and this is what you need to do. I got there, nobody was there, so I called my mom and said, hey, I'm here, where are you guys at? And they said, okay, we're almost there. So for one, I thought that was weird. I said, oh my gosh, you know, this is not feeling too well. And immediately I think of the weed. I said, there's no way I could have got caught. I'm not even selling like that anymore. You know, I told myself that I was going to stop. I told my best friend, I said, hey, I'm not going to, you know, sell any weed anymore. I'm going to sell these last couple of bags, and that's it. And what had happened was they pulled in behind me, they got in the car, and everybody was looking all mean and upset. And I said, what's going on? And my grandfather just looked at me in my eyes and he said, you've been selling weed and we know about it, and you're going to go to jail soon. And at that instance, I mean, my whole world just started spinning. My heart dropped, and I said, you know, what in the world? Like, I can't do this. How am I going to get out of this? You know, I'm going to jail. What in the world? So then got in the house, they set me down, and they say, you're going to go to jail. And at that moment, all I could do was pray to God and say, God, if you could just get me out of this. This is not the lifestyle I want to live. And I knew when I started selling weed that was not something I wanted to do forever. But out of greed, out of one of the sins of the seven of them, I knew that that was greed. That's all I wanted was the money. And in a way, it could have been gluttony as well, because I was just hungry for the money. I didn't care about anything else. I had money already, but wanted more of it. And that's what stopped me right there. I just had to pray to him and say, God, if you can just get me out of this without sending me to jail. I don't want to get anybody else in trouble, God, but just work this out. And that detective, he spoke to me, and I know it was God telling me, you need to get yourself together. Why are you trying to fit in when you were born to stand out? And that really did touch me, because I'm like, that's what I'm trying to do. All I'm trying to do is just fit in, and at the same time, I'm just trying to make more money. But this is not where I'm supposed to be at. This is not the lifestyle that I'm supposed to be living. So I spoke to God and made a commitment to Him, and I said, this is it. I'm done with this lifestyle. This is nothing that's going to benefit me. It's not going to be able to make me the CEO or the millionaire that I want to be. It's not going to make me be able to change people's lives. And so what I had to do was turn that flaw into a perfection. And how I did that was I took a risk and stepped out of the norm. I went into the military, and from that point on, that was like my punishment for myself. It was basically just like going to jail, because I was isolated from the world. I couldn't talk to my family. I could only write them letters. And while I was at boot camp for 8 weeks, that really made me revalue some things in my life, and I had to think some things over and pretty much say, this is what I want to do with my life. Once I leave from boot camp, I've got to get out of my comfort zone of my hometown. Don't get me wrong, I will never bash my hometown, but I had to get out of that comfort zone to get to somewhere new. And that is part of my flaws, and I had to make that my perfection by embracing that and moving on to the next. At first, I didn't want to tell anybody my past and what I did, but I had to pretty much let people know, so people know the life that I live and what I talk about and how I love and I value speaking and changing people's lives, especially my generation. Individuals who are from 16 to 24. I want to speak to them because it's easy for them to get off track, and it's easy for you all to get influenced, and that is why I value what I do, and I had to really make my flaws my perfection, and by just embracing what I did in the past and making it brand new into what I'm doing today.
Wow, that was very real. I respect you highly, Chelsea, for breaking down the certain things that got you to where you are today. First, I want to say this to everybody listening. I want to apologize for the rude trumpet of a mouth people that we're surrounded by at this moment where we're recording from. I don't know if you picked up the loudness in the background, but I want to apologize for the band class that's going on around us. Wow. As long as I've been doing music, you would think that you only been doing it for 20 years. How many failures could you have? But I have experienced a large amount of failures. I give you an example from trying to record, having people, come record this and that with me, taking experiments, saying, hey, I'm gonna get my friends over here, I'm gonna get my friends over there to come together. We're gonna sit down and make this record, and just realizing that was messing me up in the long run. I was putting too much trust and too much, this could work out with the wrong people, and it never worked out. And I didn't have, from the fact of just uploading music on SoundCloud and maybe even getting 5 plays or 10 plays, it's already hard coming from a very small town and trying to build an audience. Added on to the fact you're not even getting out your comfort zone and actually trying to experiment with your music and put it out there. I had the creativity inside of me, but I didn't have the marketing or the business side to know that, okay, I need to be networking, I need to be doing this. I was doing everything but that. I was making good music here and there, but what is good music when no one's listening? So I was going through, maybe even to this day, you know, putting out music that only gets a minimum of 50 plays. We can talk about 50 plays for 2 months. You know, we're gonna keep it all the way real with you. Or putting out YouTube videos that you slave to make a music video for and only getting about 5 plays. And you know, I was just trying to, it took me time to sit back and realize, what am I doing wrong? And I just kept going. So I even experienced open mics where I'll give y'all a funny story. Here's a very funny story, bad mistake. So my stepfather presented me with this opportunity to do an open mic. And me, you know, he always looking out for me for different ways I can get more experience and move my brand forward. So we sit down and we like, okay, we're gonna do this. We're gonna go out. I brought my friend with me. We're gonna go out, perform at this place. It was in Caswell County. We go out to Caswell County, you know, we drive, you know, anticipating, oh, we're gonna do that. Oh, I'm gonna hit him with that. I'm gonna hit him with this. I'm gonna hit him with that. We pull up at Caswell County Civic Center. We looking around in the parking lot. We see, you know, people getting out the car like they about to go to revival. So we're looking like, why they wearing a 3-piece suit? Why is everybody, you know, dressing like they are going to an ushering, you know, convention? And I'm just like, what, is this the right place? And you know, he's telling me, yeah, this is the right place and everything. So we get out the car, you know, I'm dressed down like I'm about to do a hip hop show. I'm not in no suit, you know what I'm saying? I'm not in no, you know, GQ pressed up suit. I'm in, you know, rap, streetwear. We get out the car, we go in, Lord behold, it's millions of church people everywhere. And I'm just like, oh man, we gotta get out of here. I can't rap like this. I can't say. So we already stuck. The lady comes up to me and says, hey, so you performing tonight, right? And we already put our name in, and I'm like, yeah. She said, and your name is? I said, is the unknown. She said, is the who? Is the unknown. She said, is the who? Is the unknown. She said, yeah. I said, my name is Isaiah Withers. And she said, oh, okay. So the whole time I kept repeating, is the unknown. She didn't even know what I was saying. So she just took, okay, Isaiah Withers, wrote that down. She asked me, so your religion, are you Christian? Are you Buddhism? Are you this and that? I'm like, I'm an atheist. I was joking. That was a joke. I'm a Christian. I was a Christian. I was being sarcastic with her. Yes, I'm a Christian. So we set that up. I get on stage, you know, we go through the music. I'm playing the music. I'm already looking at people in the audience. They looking like, yo, what we about to get ourselves into? This is not holy as thou at all. So I get on stage. They play the music, they play the beat, and I do a song that night called Soda Pop. This is a while ago, about 18. Did a song called Soda Pop. My friend, like, all the way back in like the balcony section, you know, whooped me up and everything. My stepfather, my sister in the front row whooped me up. And I'm just looking at everybody and I'm feeling like, you know, I guess I gotta go, you know, preacher mode up in here, you know, TD Jakes in here, you know, to get my point across. Everybody in church clothes. I'm like, this is the wrong venue for me. This ain't gonna work out. So I get on there, they play the beat, I start rapping, spitting my heart. I'm just like, you know what, I'm gonna go ahead and do this. Spit my heart out, maybe they'll like it in the end. I rapping this and that, get to the hook. I already warned them and said, hey, so when I say soda, y'all say pop. So I say soda, pop, and we all off beat. So that broke down everything. Try to get the crowd to interact. The beat, all kinds of just messed up. I try to rap back on, I'm off beat. So then I just tell them to cut the beat. I get back on the track, I'm rapping, I'm just freestyling now. I jump off the stage. I literally jumped off the stage in front of the people. So I understand now, I'm freestyling and I'm in a room full of like hardcore, you know, revival. I'm about to travel from California to here. Church people, churchgoers. Jump off the stage and I just start going, Lord in my soul when I record, keeping it, you know, I'm putting the Lord up in this. We're going to put Revelations, we're going to put Psalms, and then we're going to throw a little Holy Grail water on there too. So I got done doing all that. The crowd was like, okay, that's good. Get off stage. I was the only person there to perform. Dig this. They called up this guy, you know, some guy named Ray that lived down the street that was, on crack in the past, and they were like, go ahead, Ray, sing your song. Go ahead, Ray, go ahead, sing that song. Sing that song, Ray. Ray gets on stage, sings the song about 5 pitches off, a quarter pass off on the octaves. Ray get on that stage. The song is, he sung for the Lord. Yeah, I want to say that first before I go any further. He sung for the Lord, and that was good. But Ray got on that stage, and he was off key, just so far off key. But they loved him because Ray used to be a crack addict, and now Ray he changed his life for the Lord. Good for Ray. I get back on stage. I'm standing there beside Ray, and they say the winner is Ray. I lost, and it was so funny. I don't know if the prize might have been $10 or $5. I don't know. But Ray, he looks at me. He gets the mic because he already feeling sentimental. He's saying, "Now, young black man, if you really need this money, I will give you this money. If you really need this money, I will give you this $5. If you're on your dying bed and you're on life support and the only thing on your mind is that you want this $5, I will give it to you right now. I'll give you this money. If you really want it." And I'm just like, man, just keep the money, man. I don't want the money. So, to make a long story short, yes, I've experienced some failures. I done had that, to go into venues where nobody knows how to work the controls, rapping in front of people that are like maybe 30 or 40 country goers, thinking I'm about to get on stage and play a bongo, play the banjo, whatever, to the wrong audience, to my mic getting cut off in the middle of my performance, and me screaming and jumping in the crowds, and it's not a hype teenage crowd. I didn't experience so many failures, and I still am. I'm not where I want to be as in plays or this and that. But the whole point of this was, if I didn't experience those moments in my life, or like what Chelsea said, then we wouldn't be able to come together and think, how can we move forward? I had to go through that to appreciate where I am now. The only way you're going to be successful is if you fail and you take experiments. The worst thing that can happen is it just don't pan out how you want it to go, but you'll never know if you never try. You have to take a risk in life. You just got to.
And that's exactly right. And I appreciate you sharing your story with us. And, look at it as like this. Don't look at your failures as the ending. Look at them as a new beginning for you to start all over again because you made a mistake or something went wrong, that the reason why that trial moment didn't plan out to be successful for you. So just look at it as a new beginning. Just like, when the week ends, Saturday, that's the end of the week. That's not the end of the world. It starts all over again on Sunday, or even let's go a little bit smaller than that. When the day is over with, tomorrow, yes, tomorrow's not promised, but God blessing us to wake up for the next day, that is a new day to start all over again. Forget about tomorrow, forget about yesterday. Nobody's going to care about what you did last week, and if they are, they're just stuck in the past and they don't really matter. You wake up every day with fresh breath and say, you know what, I'm starting all over again today. Yesterday, okay, it didn't go so well, but today I'm about to do better than what I did yesterday so that today can end on a good day. And that is it for this podcast this week. Again, what we spoke about is how your flaws are your perfections. Don't look at your flaws as something so bad and use that as a skeleton in your closet. They are your perfections, so embrace them. And thank you again for tuning in. Again, this is Chelsea Sellers Wilson, CEO and founder of Eminence Guru LLC. And my partner I have with me is...
And this is Isaiah Withers, CEO of Ways Deep Entertainment. Music coaching services for current musicians. And I also want to say we're just those young entrepreneurs trying to let you find and figure out your why in this world.
See you next week.
Peace.